Hey, welcome back to the Greatest. I am so happy that you are with me on another week, and I just hope that you guys have been having such a good week. And it's Tuesday right now where I am, and yeah, one of the things that God has been putting on my heart is kind of like, what am I doing that's emotionally led? And um, things that I'm just doing just because I feel like I should, or I feel like I really want to do this because I'm feeling sad, or I'm feeling happy, or I need some encouragement, so I'm gonna go to this thing to feel better. One day, I was leaving work and I realized that I was just like, I really want to go and get a margarita. And so, like, I started figuring, for some reason, this was the first time, like, I really got to asking myself, like, why do I want to get a margarita? And a lot of times for myself, I'm like, well, I had a long day, a hard day. Um, this happened at work, or this is what I was dealing with. And I might process it in that way, but that day that I had this thought of, why do I want to get a margarita? When I had that thought, I just felt like, I was like, okay, so what are my emotions like right now? And emotionally, like, I was tired. I wanted to just kind of relax. I kind of pretty much really wanted to just reward myself for the day. But I noticed that when I had a job that I really didn't like, and then I noticed when I had a job that I did like, I would want to do that same thing. Like, I would want to reward myself for the day that I had. If it was a long day, if it was a short day, or just no matter what. And I'm like, I've been doing this for quite some time, and my excuse is always like, oh, like, I had a long day at work, I want to reward myself. And I noticed, because I think a few years ago, I think on our probably our first to second year of marriage, which we'll be celebrating 3 years this year. But in during that time frame, Sam was just like, you kind of, what did he say? He was like, you kind of like, when you're happy, yes. So he said, when you're happy, when you're sad, you always want something to fill you in some type of way. And I just was like, that's not true, like, whatever. And I brushed it off, and I had not really thought about it after he said that. And so the time that I was leaving work and I really wanted to get a margarita, and I'm just like, I really don't need it. I tell myself that I need these things, but I actually don't need these things. And so it's not a good thing for me to always feel like I need to have ice cream, I need to have that margarita, or I need to have that snow cone, or even corn in a cup. Those are my, like, top four things, five things that I love to just go get. And it can be, it could, the I mean, none of those things are wrong. But when it's because, oh, I'm feeling sad, I want to feed my emotions with those desserts, or with the drink, or whatever it is, like, it's unhealthy to always feel like you have to have some type of release, or some type of treat, like, whatever it may be. I just don't think that you always have to reward yourself for the things that you're supposed to be doing. Like, you're supposed to be going to work, you're supposed to be, like, doing really great with the things that you do day to day. You're supposed to be making great grades in school. Like, yeah, you reward yourself from time to time, but not every other day or every day, or I think that it's awesome to go out and treat yourself once a week to something. But I think mentally, I had trained myself to always desire something. And I noticed that until I had to really get focused on how I handle my money, like I noticed that I really have to cut out doing all these eating out things or having that margarita. Like, I don't have to have a margarita with dinner. Like, just to realize that, like, sometimes mentally we just do stuff and we don't think about it. And another thing that goes with that is being disciplined. So, like, I know, like, for some people, you want to lose weight, and so you are having to figure out, what am I doing and what do I need to cut out to actually help me lose weight. And you realize, like for me, for instance, I have a margarita once a week, and then the next day I have ice cream, and then the next day I go get me a brownie. Like, none of those things are wrong. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that when you feel like you have to be fed with something, to feed something, if that makes sense, to be fed something. So, like, it's the big question of this video is, what are you doing that is emotionally led? Like, you're doing certain things for certain reasons. And I would always, for myself, have to find a reason why I am treating myself to go out to eat, or going to go get that margarita, or going to somewhere to get something. And I think that for me, when I felt like God was just like, you don't have to have that margarita, I felt like that's when He told me, like, you are eating kind of just for emotions. Just, you're gonna have those extra things just to emotionally fill yourself. And I just kind of think back and I'm like, when did it start? And I feel like it started like when I was super young, and when I was in my childhood, when I wanted to, if I had a bad day, I wanted ice cream. Or if I had a great day, I wanted ice cream. And it's like, just because you're having a new day, you don't have to feed yourself emotionally. For you, you may be doing something that's emotionally led by, you might just be a heavy drinker, where you drink alcohol a lot. You might be like me, where you just want to eat to feed your emotions. You may just want to have sex with people, and you're just doing it just because, so you can fill a void. Or you may like exercise, like extreme exercise, just to fill a void, or just to feel that release. And it's not a healthy mindset behind exercising. You see what I'm saying? Like, when you go to the gym and you go super hard and you like completely wear yourself out, like, that's not healthy, and you're trying to find some type of release. Like, on earth, we are always going to want something, or feel like we have to have something, or we always are desiring to fill a void, to fill, we're always, we all have a desire for longing, a desire to be loved, a desire to fill our needs, and all of these different things. But if we're not filling those needs and things with with truth and what God says about us, and what we know we should be doing, like, maybe I should have, instead of going to whatever place, like, I need to just get me a piece of fruit. If I want some sugar, like, get a piece of fruit, and like, be satisfied, and understand and know that a margarita is not gonna make me happy, because after I get that margarita, like, it's still not gonna emotionally fill me, if that makes sense.